Record it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it at the end.
Okay, so we're here today. I got a massive calling. Like it was like I had to contact both of you immediately. Just about 30 minutes ago, I called Rebecca. She has time this morning, and I contacted Yvonne. She has 30 minutes. I have 30 minutes. The three of us are here to create a trinity of light, a pyramid of energy. We're in different parts of the world to connect in and activate the light grids and crystalline grids of consciousness connected to the core of Mother Gaia around the planet, and activate the hearts of the beings in the Middle East and in all parts of the world right now, where there's just so much trauma, and there's so much trauma in the earth, and there's so much trauma in the bodies and the beings, and to also activate the beings that are disconnected from the light, that are committing the evil acts, that are part of the terrorism that is happening right now. We call on activating their light bodies. This is about activating the God within each one of us. This is about activating on a cellular level, on a quantum level, the light that emits from every single quantum particle in our beings. We call in bringing in more light and activating that light body within us, so that when we are walking, we are emitting that light. And with the light, when you see the light in another, you feel the love. You cannot deny the love you feel when you see and experience the energy of the light in another. So we call on activating the light bodies of the beings across that space and right now, and opening their hearts and connecting in with the light that we're going to work to support, to bring through right now. We have probably about 20 minutes left, 25 minutes. So I would love, first of all, angels, I am so thankful that you were available, because I just got this massive, like, we need to do this now. And to me, this will be the first of several. We'll be called together many more times to bring this light through, because it is about activating the light bodies in every being on planet. These are God's children. This is about bringing the light and activating the light, because where there's light, there's no darkness. That is the primary purpose here. So with that being said, Rebecca, do you want to open the space with your process?
I'm going to open the space with pure love. What I feel is what happens when atrocities happen is that they build on each other, because we go in spaces of right versus wrong instead of love. So it's politics. People take sides and then we fight rather than coming together with love. So my sense is that if we don't try and figure out in this space right versus wrong, and who is just and who is unjust, and instead, as you said, activate the love within each of us, then that creates world peace.
That's it.
So I will just start by pulling one of my angel cards, which is based on the biblical angels. And so I'll show the card, and the card is Sachiel. I am here to remind you that you are fully supported by the universe when you pursue endeavors that fill you with passion. I will help you take risks to follow your heart. And for me, this means is that if we all find and do what's best for us in this world, that ignites our light, rather than focusing on other people and right versus wrong. So
And connecting with our heart space.
Connecting with our heart space. And I'm going to pick one other card from my You Are an Angel deck. So this is interesting. It's interesting, the cards I'm picking. They're a surprise to me. But this says, you are the angel of parenthood. And the courage is trusting you and your children. And so many parents. I mean, the tragedy that has happened and has touched me personally and my soul is the loss of 22 and 23-year-olds. That is just so and I have one, and that is very much alive, but it's so completely hard to believe. So I think that's why I picked this card of you are the angel of parenthood, and that is everybody listening. You are the angel of parenthood, and the courage is trusting yourself and your children. The surprise, when you believe in your children, they create fulfilling lives and manifestation. You trust and enjoy each other. So I think that the igniting the light and the remembering the God self comes from this trust of self, trust of your loved ones, trust of everything, and trust your passionate being to guide you to loving endeavors. It's when the passionate being is repressed for whatever reason that we lose the love.
That is the inner child.
Yes, that's the inner child.
So I'm here in Carlsbad, California, and Rebecca, where are you?
I'm in Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Okay, and Yvonne, where are you? Oh, you're on mute.
I'm on the east coast of Ireland, the Emerald Isle.
Just even saying that is like, Rebecca, is there anything else you'd like to do to open the space?
I think the space is opened.
Okay. I would like to begin by connecting us in to take deep breaths, to connect in with our heart space, the 0 point, right in our sacred space in our heart, to activate the light within, and then to expand that outward. So with that being said, I want you to begin by taking breaths deep into your belly. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, push it all out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, push it all out. Take a deep breath in, inhaling love, light, peace, connection, oneness, higher states of consciousness, love. I now call on the highest grids of light, the highest beings of consciousness that support us on planet right now, allowing that higher divine light, the core source energy of light coming down from creator space, coming down into the core of Mother Gaia, activating all grids of light, all states of crystalline consciousness, activating the light within each one of our bodies, on, in, and around the planet, allowing that light to expand our heart space, sitting in the 0 point, the lotus flower, the white rose of our heart space, sitting in that 0 point, allowing for creation to change the trajectory of what is happening, to shift the consciousness into higher vibrational frequencies of energy, and to allow the activation of our light bodies in each one of our beings on planet. I call on us to illuminate our light bodies now, our beings of light, our beacons of light now. I call on us, each one of us on planet, to remember we are connected to the oneness, to remember our I am presence, to remember the God within, and to remember that we are loved unconditionally. I call on you to connect to your God consciousness self now. I call on you to connect with your light presence. I call on you to connect with the oneness within. I call on you to activate the light from the essence of the birth of your being, of being in consciousness in this universe, coming directly from creator, creating your magnificent soul of light, activating that light within the physical body, every cell of your being now. I call on this to push out in all directions from the core of Mother Gaia as the light enters to the core of Mother Gaia from creator space, to push out in all directions so that all creatures, all beings, all entities of light coming from creator are activated now. The highest lights of consciousness. We call on the whales We call on the 13 white whales. We call on the dolphins. We call on the highest beings of light here on planet and around the planet to support us in this activation now of light consciousness. That we activate the codes of light, the 144 strands of DNA that is our multidimensional beings now. We are beings much greater than this 3D planet of consciousness. We are multidimensional beings of light here to connect with God while on planet, fully activating our light bodies and opening our heart spaces so that we may sit in the 0 point of consciousness. I call on all of you right now to love yourself unconditionally, to say, I love me. I love my I am presence. I am a part of the oneness. I am part and connected to all that is. And I will no longer tolerate the pain and suffering and horror that is traveling across this planet. I will no longer tolerate the darkness, because where there is light, there is no darkness. We are the light. I call on you to activate your light within the highest states of consciousness on planet now. I call on it in the most sacred land on planet now. I call on the light. I call on the light. I call on the light now to activate on all levels of consciousness, to wipe out the darkness, to reconnect those disconnected from the light, creating the trauma and the horror now. I call on you. I am calling on you. I am calling on you to activate your light. Feel the light body fully activated right now. Feel your being connected to the core of Mother Gaia, where the healing of the light happens. Draw all the negative energy and thoughts and judgments and horror down to the core of Mother Gaia so that she may transmute it to light for all, so that she may cycle this energy out of you and transmute it in her core and bring it to light, expanding out in all directions now. I call on you to drain everything out of your being so that the light comes in, so that you are fully filled with the light, and that your light body can come into your physical body, fully activating your light consciousness now. I call on all beings on this planet to support the energy of peace, of Christ consciousness, of higher dimensional living that is about connection, cooperation, unconditional love, support, being, allowing, accepting, sharing, opening that heart space of consciousness now in the highest divine light. I call on the I am presence of all now. To take 3 deep breaths, allowing this energy to move, and to move the energy that does not serve you into the core of Mother Gaia so she may transmute it now. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. Inhaling love, light, higher vibrational living. Exhale now. Inhale my I am presence. Exhale now. You may go ahead, Yvonne.
Thank you, Amanda. I would like to call upon the energies of the Emerald Isle, the energies of the sacred grids here, the 12th dimensional gateway portal beside me here on the east coast of Ireland. And this portal transmutes and transmits a white flame energy of purity. So I invite the energies of the white flame to come through this portal from the very core of Mother Earth, and to come up through everyone's body, their illuminated body, activating the light within, just as Amanda has done there. We invite this white flame to purify and dissolve any remaining lower frequencies, implants, programs, belief systems that in any way disconnect us from Source. And see this white flame dissolving with ease, with grace, creating an alchemy within, enabling our light to shine brighter. And the invitation to each and every one of us is to allow the light within us to shine ever more brightly in the face of darkness, to illuminate our soul essence, our soul frequency. This darkness cannot survive when we connect and remember who we are. So just allow the portal of white flame to come through the earth grids wherever you are on this planet. And allow the alchemy, surrender to the alchemy, surrender to the beauty of your soul, the love that resides within. And I invite you to visualize from your heart center that portal to Source, to pure divine love, to begin to radiate outwards like ripples in a pond. A beautiful heart coherent energy. And visualize all of our hearts connecting across this coherent field, these ripples, if you will. Raising the frequency, entraining those who are lost, disconnected, in deep sadness, depression, radiating out this love from our hearts, entraining them to return to love. And in particular, I dedicate this beautiful wave of heart coherence to our young folk, our young people across the planet. These beautiful souls are very advanced. They have amazing spiritual wisdom and knowledge and creative force. They are the ones who are going to change this planet. But they need our support. They need us to hold the space, to hold the energy for them, so that they may connect once again to their soul, to their light within, so that they may remember who they are. And they will click into gear and know what to do in every moment of every day to transform this world, to return love, to bring light to the darkness. So just allow your heart to expand ever more. Ripples across the ether, bringing that light, transmuting the darkness. And I invite you also to drop some of that energy through your body like a golden thread from your heart into Mother Gaia and solidarity, allowing that beautiful heart energy to go across all the grids, connecting with my dear soul sisters here and to every soul on the planet through the grids. We are all one, we are connected. And just see the heart coherence expanding and expanding and expanding. And offering a nurturing, energetic embrace to all of our young people and our elders and all sentient beings on this planet. And just allow ourselves to surrender, knowing that if we can stay centered, grounded, and transmitting this heart coherent energy, we are in good stead. This world is and can transform. We just hold that energy and hold that vision. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
Thank you, Yvonne. I'd like to call on the crystalline grids of Mother Gaia now. I'd like to call on the raising of the higher dimensional crystalline pyramids that connect all that is on this planet. I call on the raising of the frequency of these grids of light and crystalline pyramids and crystal grids of consciousness to fully illuminate now. I am calling on you, Mother Gaia. I'm calling on the beings on and off planet to raise the light frequency of consciousness, to create a dome of light across all areas on planet that are in turmoil, to create a dome of light over the Middle East and the most sacred land on planet. I call on the raising of the pillars of light from all sacred sites on and off planet to support the raising of vibrational frequency of consciousness now. I call on the light. I call on the light. I and you are part of the I am presence. We are the light. I call on the light now. With that being said, I want us to enter back into our heart spaces now, enter back into our physical bodies, rotating your ankles, wrists, neck, head, come back into the physical body, sit right in the center of your heart chakra and your white lotus heart rose flower. Sit right in the center of that, in the center of peace, and the center of enlightenment, and the center of alignment, and the center of love. Consciousness, sit in that center. Do your best to stay in the center now. I'd like to call on Rebecca to close the space now.
I will do an angelic clearing. I'm clearing unwanted circumstance, illness, and pain. And this can be different for whoever is listening and contributing to this. So first, please visualize the unwanted circumstance, and we will release that visual pretty quickly. And once we release it, the visual, as we release the visual, the energy changes. So whatever that visual is, I'm playing my crystal earth tuner until these visuals release and the energy is transmuted to love. So I am sniffing some ginger essential oil. And ginger enhances self-respect. Within a state of self-respect, unwanted circumstances cannot manifest. In a state of self-respect, unwanted circumstances can't manifest. So it's very, in a state of self-respect, we have no threats. There are no threats. In a state of self-acceptance, nothing can threaten us. So self-acceptance heals the world. It's that simple. And yet it's so hard being human and self-accepting because we have a shame consciousness. So this session, as we enter the light and feel the light of the earth and the grids and the stars, then shame consciousness transmutes to self-acceptance, self-respect. Those are the steps. And then we get to love consciousness. So in this state of self-respect, I'm saying for everyone who is with us, I allow my spectacular self to shine. And all the messages I've been getting today since we opened this session have been about allowing our spectacular self to shine. So when the beauty of feeling and owning our God self and our God presence and the power that gives us, and it comes from self-acceptance. And any way you can get there is beautiful. From there, we release our shame consciousness. We work into self-acceptance and self-respect. We release the threats. We are no longer at war. We're no longer trying to figure out right versus wrong. We're just being ourselves. And then we allow our spectacular selves to shine. That is the only way to heal. And the blessing of that healing is the spectacular. And so in this cleared space in your head, anyone who is connecting to this energy today, I would like you to make some positive affirmations in the present moment using the word I am and we are. So for example, I'm going to say, we are healed, we are love, we are self-respect. We love you, you love us, we are one. So if everyone can take 1 minute to make some positive affirmations for themselves in this cleared space.
I just want to say in this moment, I am light. Om Jatir Aham. I am light.
And I would just like to say in Irish, Time Macri, I am heart. Time Macri, I am.
Getting the chills big time. I would like to thank Amanda for contacting me this morning. Amanda, the amazing creator of conscious media, and knowing that getting us together would be such a blessing. And Yvonne for showing up from Ireland.
My pleasure.
We had about 30 minutes, like it's on. We're doing it. We're doing it.
I heard the call. I was like, absolutely, I'm jumping on. Yeah, it's so important. And it's quite poignant for me because I had a therapist in the center this weekend, and he's Israeli. And all his family are in Israel. So I felt very, I don't normally watch the news. I try not to get pulled into it. And but I was very aware of the huge trauma being implemented on all sides. So I think it's quite poignant that he was here in my house this weekend. So I lit a candle for him, and I hold him and his family and everybody involved in my heart. Yeah. So thank you for the call. And anytime, my dear soul sisters, I love you both so, so much.
Mm. So Rebecca, you can send us the record.